Yeah, so apparently it's not I'll do it when I feel better. It's I'll feel better when I do it. That's yeah. Um Mental health day or mental health days. Yeah, sometimes you have to text it. Yeah, whatever. I'm rambling now, so it's fine. Whatever. Let me just erase all this crap. Let me just get rid of it and start the day anew. I'm not even gonna hide it. I am not having a good day at all. I'm not. But so what? So what? Like honestly, yeah, today is not a good day at all. It's not a good day. One simple thing can screw everything up, so it's whatever. Yeah. What? So from the beginning, I think I think the week leading up to the day of a particular funeral, I did not go live anytime during that week. It was a lot. It was a lot. So yeah, I've been trying to do different things. So after a while, I'm going to go into that. Really? Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Alright, let's see what I have in here. Alright, hold on there. What is this? Come on, man. Yeah. Oh, right. Wait, was this the mental ability questions? Yeah, if anything could go wrong, it definitely did. Alright, so mental ability here. Yeah. Why not? Oh my god. I feel like putting that on the board just because. Guys, let me see this. So you have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, and M. Right? And they give you some options here. Alright. A, E, H, L, M. Okay. Then you have A, C, F, G, M. A, C, F, G, M. A, B, G, J, M. And then the last one is A, J, B, K, M. And they're claiming that there's a pattern here. Oh yeah, this is a PEP mental ability question. It was what, question 15, right? Alright, so this is yeah. So that's what that was. So let me see if I can find something out about this. So here's A, here's E, here's H, and then L, then M. Yeah, I'm trying to see what it is that they're What are they saying? So skip 3 and then go to this. But then you skip 2 and go to that. Then you skip 3 again. And then, yeah, no. Then the next one is AC, FG, then M. So let me do that. So you have A, C, F, then G, then M all the way over there. Yeah. Then what's the other one? A, D, G. I think this one make a little bit more sense. Let me see if I have a green marker. Do I have one? I should, you know. I don't even remember what I do with it. Hold on. Alright, so we have A here, D here, then you have G. Alright, 2 spaces, then D, 2 spaces, then G, 2 spaces, then J. Alright, this makes sense. This would be the pattern. This would make the pattern. This makes sense. Because nothing else not making any sense. Nothing else. So therefore, what has happened is that, so let me do this. Draw a line through B and C. I end up with D. Draw a line through E and F. I end up with G. Draw a line through H and I end up with J. Draw a line through K and L. Okay, so that's the pattern. That's the pattern. So yeah, you have to be very careful when you're doing that kind of question. Because I promise you, seeing that the first time around, yeah, you're probably not go figure that one out. Because everything else was just haphazard. Like A and B never make no sense. No. Alright, look at this. A, then you go to J, then you go back to B. That don't make no sense. We wouldn't even entertain the last option at all. Alright, so that sorts out this one. Let's go to number 16. Let's go to number 16. Now, if this don't prove to you say Pep is ridiculous, I don't know what will. I don't know what will. I don't have a clue, right? Oh yeah. Yeah man, stress out the pitney them so that when them reach a high school, they're already stressed out. Or burnt out, I should say. NOPQRS. Alright, so let's look at these options now. I'm not even sure. I don't even know if I took a good look at this at this one. But let's see. Let's see what the pattern is here. So we have NOPWXZ, NOPWXZ. That's what it says. NQRSTZ. Alright, NQT, NQT, and then what? VWZ. So make sure that, yeah. And then the last one is NPS, NPS, UX. Alright, so at the very least they all start with an N and end with a Z. So you know, you already figured that part out. Huh. I think I found it, you know. I think I did, but I'm not quite sure. I think I did though. Alright. So after N, you have OP, which is right here, right? Then after that there's what? WX. And then you have Z. Yeah, that don't make no sense. Like, what does that? There's no consistency. There's no repetition or anything like that. We just skip out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you skip out 1. Then like that just, there's no order to that. There's absolutely no order to that whatsoever. Let's see. Alright, so let's just eliminate this. Yeah, because this don't make no sense. I'm not see the sense in that at all. Alright. I'd look at C and see what we have going there. So let's say I skip out. If I skip out that, I'm at Q. Alright, if I skip out this, I'm at T. But the problem is, all I've done here is just skip out U. So we'll kind of break the pattern right there. Because it's skip 2, go to 1, skip 2, go to 1. It should be skip 2 again. But you're skipping 1, then you're selecting 2, and then you're skipping out 2. Right? Now that the pattern is broken. The pattern has already been broken. Like, we can't work with that. Hold on. The last one looked interesting. There might be a pattern there. Might be. So let's see if that makes sense. Alright. I might skip out O and go to P. I'll skip out Q and R and go to S. Alright, I'll skip out T and go to U. Skip out V and W. So let's see if this makes sense. Skip out 1, then select. Skip out 2, then select. Skip out 1 again, and then skip out 2 again. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2. So let me hold on. When you skip out the 1, you end up at P. Skip out this, you end up at the S. Skip out that, you end up at U. Skip out that, you right. Okay, yeah, this is it. So the pattern is actually here. So this is the pattern. Because something repeated. There was some form of repetition, right? You skip out 1, select, skip out 2, select, skip out 1, select, skip out 2, and then skip out 1 again. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Yeah. And I'm not going to lie. If you don't do the trial and error, you wouldn't get that. You wouldn't get it at all. Right? Now this, the only thing you could do is say, Alright. You skip out the OP, then say QRST. Skip out everything else. Yeah, that don't really amount to nothing. Cause there's no rhyme or reason to that. The only thing that you could say is that you line up 1, 2, 3, 4 things together. Then you skip out like that. That just don't make sense. You know. So this last option here, it don't really serve no purpose. Yeah. I think those were 2 questions that gave me a bit of a, you know, run for my money. Okay, no, these are mostly English like questions, which oh, hold on. Alright, this is a chart, and this is not bad actually. It's something related to dog food, right? Don't know if you can see it. Maybe you can. Maybe. Alright. Sydney asked her neighbor Jordan to take care of her dog for her while she's away. Use the chart to help Jordan to decide how much dog food she should give Hunter each day. So he's 8 weeks old and 17 kilograms. 8 weeks old. So that means that we ignore, hold on there. We ignore this, and the top. So we just focus on the second row. So we focus on the second row alone. Then where is he in terms of the weight? Well, definitely not here or here or there, because 17 mean that he's past the 15. So it would be 3 cups, right? So yeah, this would basically be like coordinate geometry then, right? So first you're right here because 7, 8, 9, 10, and if you're 8 weeks old, you drop right here, right? You drop between the 7 and 10, and then you go all the way across here. Yeah, and you're 17 kilograms, which means you fall between the 16 and the 20. So yeah, so that's how that would line up. So that's a little bit like coordinate geometry. All right, this, oh my god, I think I need to write these on the board. I think I do. I think I need to write these on the board. I think so. Hold on. Oh man. Yeah, big up these people. Big them up. Oh man. Then again, you know, when I think about it, you know, I don't, when I look back on everything, no lie, Pep did harder than Common Entrance. I can't even compare them. Because Common Entrance he did in grade 6. Pep you do in grade 4, 5, and 6. So yeah, there's no competition. Pep is definitely harder. I wanted to defend Pep, but I can't. Not after knowing that you're doing it in grade 4, 5, and 6. Now that I know that, it's like, nah. Alright. This one is called Dankin Bluff. Dankin Bluff. Right? All of them mean something else. Morup Dankin. Come on. I mean, what are we doing? Is this pig Latin? Like, what is going on here? So, Dankin Bluff means workforce. Alright, so this means ground. This means ground work. And this means work force. So that means, let me see if that makes sense. The work go with Dankin. The work go with Dankin. So the morup is grown and the bluff is force. Right? That's what I'm seeing so far. Then now, Dankin Alti. Dankin Alti. Come on. Dankin Alti. Okay, what does that mean? It means workplace. What? So let's see if it's actually consistent. Yeah, it is. Dankin is always the work. Right? Work is here, Dankin is here. Work is here, Dankin is here. Dankin is here, work is here. Okay. So Alti is place. So now with those clues now, they want to know what is it that means some place. They want to know the meaning of some place. Right? Alright. You have Alti Bluff. Alti Bluff, which is okay, that's kind of interesting. Oh, no, let me write it in blue. Let me write it in blue. Why not? Since I'm color coding, I might as well. So Alti Bluff. So that's our first option here. Followed by what? We've never seen this before. So at this point, there's no way this could ever be an option. Just come on. Nope. Nope. Nah. Oh, lie. I looked at, okay, hold on. Yeah, I knew something was wrong, sorry. I accidentally wrote question 20's option there. Hold on there. Alright, so we have Alti Bluff, Dankin Drita. Alti Morup. And just make sure that that's the right thing. And then lastly, Drita Alti. Drita. Okay. So we identified that the work is Dankin, which means place is Alti. And if place is Alti, that means the Alti have to be the latter part. So the Alti cannot be first, because this would mean place then something. So therefore we can eliminate this. Alti cannot be first. Alti again cannot be first. Now this then can mean work something else. I don't know what Drita is. Right? But Drita is definitely not place. So we can eliminate that as well. And that is the answer. So sometimes knowing what is wrong is as important as knowing what's right. So process of elimination, definitely the last option is definitely Alti. As in the Drita Alti. Drita is definitely some, and the place is definitely Alti. So yeah, this you use in the process of elimination for sure. Alright. Now this one is a little bit, it's similar, but I think it's a little bit more difficult, because I think the order is a little bit Japanese. You know, it's kind of like saying your name backwards and thing like that. Yeah, kind of something like that. So let's see how number 20 look. Let's see how number 20 look. Dear Kirk, my God, big up to these people. I mean, are they teaching us? Sorry about that. Are they teaching us how to work for intelligence agencies? Probably. Probably. Saying what? Granted, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. So let's pay attention to something here. So you have the O-kirk here. And you have the O-kirk here. So let's pay attention to that. Right? The last one is Sehen Krin. Sehen Krin. Alright, now let's put the, so this one says, oak tree. The second one's second one says oak leaf. Okay, alright, I'm starting to see it now. I understand it now. And this one says maple leaf. Ah, yes. Start make sense to me now. So, we would look at number 19 and think that this one works the same way. But, I'll give you a perfect example of what they did. Number 19 is something like this. I go use a mathematical example for make sense of what they did. Because they literally flipped the script. What they did was, they gave us something like, let's say they gave us this. 40x squared minus 57x plus 20. Ah, sure. Nothing wrong with that. But then, they decide to flip it around now. Right? What they did next time was, and I want to use one that I'm familiar with. Alright. Then next time they use 35 minus, I don't know. I'm only yeah. Something like that, right? Something like that. Now, the only reason why I'm putting it in that context is that you can understand what they did. So, normally we're accustomed to the x squared being over here. But this time around, then put the x squared all the way. So this is all the way to the left, this is all the way to the right. So if we're contextualizing, before, this would have had to be in front for you to refer to it as oak. But instead of it being on the left, it's on the right. For this to be considered oak, if we read it the way that we normally read it, we would have said oker, then sehen. Right? The sehen is the leaf. The sehen is the leaf. So it looks a little bit more like that. And you know, I'm just writing it like that so we can see that what they did was they kind of flipped it around. Maybe if I wanted the okay. Let me make it simpler. So once then they give us this, and then another time they gave us that. Right? Something like that. Yeah, they just flipped it around. Right? That's what they did. Alright, let me write the options now. The options are kind of, oh wait, no, there's a word. Alright, the word that they want is maple syrup. So let's pay attention to that. They want the word maple syrup from the options that they gave us. So let's try that now. So we have, yeah, so I wrote this before. Sehen mot. Crin wheel. Okay, that's interesting. Crin wheel. Hop or kirk. Alright, hop or kirk. And then what's the one up here? Patricine. Wait. Nope. It's cream. It's actually cream. Okay. Alright, now let's try and put that together now. Let's try and see which one it is. Alright. So let's make this make sense. For something to be considered as first, it has to be last. This one is a little weird though. Okay, fine. Oh, I get it. Alright. So this is what we're gonna do. Let me look on the green. So you see the green right here? The green is the maple. And how we know that? The sehen right here, sehen is leaf, sehen is leaf. Oak is oak, oak is oak. So what comes second is actually first, and what comes first is actually second, right? So if we want something to be considered maple, okay. Because if this is maple leaf, then the crin has to be put here. So therefore it could be this. So we can eliminate this. Right? And the word have to have crin in there. This don't have crin, so it cannot be this. And this don't have crin, so it cannot be this either. So we're not even going to waste our time. Wait, 1 second there. Right. So yeah. So therefore, the patry is the syrup. And the only reason why we're able to do this is because this right here, that's oak. The oak is the oak, right? So once it's to the right, the oak is what's considered first. So the DI must be tree. So this is oak tree, oak leaf, maple leaf. So we have to read it. Yeah. So it's like you're reading in Japanese. It's pretty much that. It's pretty much what you're doing. So yeah, that was another one of the weird questions. Not impossible, but you know, just yeah. Alright, this is kind of coordinate geometry again, right? Yeah, all you're doing is matching the coordinate, right? They want to know the location of the diamond. Well, it's in the column of C, and it's in the row of 4, so it's C4. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And then as for the pattern question, no. 11 minus 7. Really? Come on, MMA world. Why are you doing that to me? Giving me YouTube notifications. Alright. 11 minus 7 is 4. 15 minus 11 is 4. 19 minus 15 is 4. So add 4 to 19 and you get 23. Yeah. Yeah, that one is what you call arithmetic. The arithmetic progression. Oh, this now. Alright, this is not too bad, right? You just have to study how the rotation take place. Right? So it went like this, then it went like this, and then you just do it one more time to figure out what it's going to be. So the circle would go up here and the diamond would end up on the right. So look for a circle and then a diamond on the right, and that's your answer. Yeah. Just by doing that, you can figure out the rotation of that right there. So, yeah. What number is this? That was what, 23? Yeah, that never bad. That never bad. Okay, this one would take a little bit of time. I wouldn't even lie to you. I have to be careful because you have square, circle, then triangle. And then you have to, you know, really sit down with it. Yeah. I have to really sit down with that. How this go now? They want to know what this could be represented by. So the square means that the number can either start with 5 or 7. So A, B, or C could be right. So we can eliminate D right away. That, you know, because it will never start with the circle, right? So you have A, B, and C. Now let's see. Circle could be, sorry, rainbow circle. C could have been your answer except for one thing. It's square, circle, triangle, not square, circle, circle. And C has two numbers in the same set, which means it have two even numbers back to back. So C couldn't be it. No, I go tell you, right now is the mental ability I do for Pep right now. So technically it's maths, but it's logic, right? Because this right here, so them just see if we're following the rules, right? That's what they're doing. So C and D is definitely wrong, right? So we can eliminate, yeah, we can eliminate C and D. So we have a choice between A and B, you know. So what? Square has to come first, circle, then triangle. Now it cannot be B because 3 is in the triangle and the triangle don't come first. Or rather, it doesn't come second, right? It should be the last thing. So 3 should have never come before 8. So this would indicate square, triangle, circle, and not square, circle, triangle. So because of that, B, C, and D is wrong. So because of that, A is our answer for sure. Yeah. Mind you, know, I just lazy, you know. I could have write it on the board, you know. I could have written it. But yeah, you know. So let me see. Let me see if I can get over my laziness and write it. But yeah, these are a lot of logic and mental ability questions. So I guess I can feel confident that I can teach mental ability too. Yeah, I can teach you pep maths and the mental ability. So why not? This is number 25. Alright, number 25. Number 25. Alright. So we have circle, we have triangle, and we have square, and each of them are in certain sets, right? And circle have the largest set because that have all of the it have all of the even numbers in there. So this one has 1 and 3, this one has 5 and 7, this have 2, 4, 6 and 8, right? So that's what you have here. Now what they want to know is what combination gives us square, circle, then triangle. That's if you want to translate what the question is asking us, that is literally what they're asking us here. Yeah? Because the way how they phrase it, them say, which 3-digit number could represent square, circle, triangle. That's what they say. Right? So let me write the options now and show why we ended up with the answers that we end up with. So we had 541738, 541738, 762, and then the last one was what again? 835. Alright. So let me put this together now. If we're looking at this, we're looking at this option here. Could this be an answer? Well, look at square. Square has 5 and 7. This is not 5 nor 7, so we can eliminate this immediately. Right? So we can just cross out that. We don't even have to waste time with that. So we know that that's not an option, because that would mean that the circle ended up being first and not second. 8 is a number found in the circle, but it's not circle, square, triangle. The circle is second. It cannot be first if it end up in the middle right there. So we can't use that. Alright, 762. Now here's the drama. These 3 options are viable, but then we have to be careful with them. So we have C. Alright, yeah, it could have been 7. But what come next? Alright, the circle is next. Yeah, it could have been 6. Except for one thing. It have 2 again. Which means, so let me draw it. Where my green there? Where my green? So the first option would have been circle, followed by triangle, and then square. So maybe if you draw it, it will make more sense. So just by doing that, you know, say that answer wrong. Alright, watch this now. 7 is a square, yes. But then after you have the square now, after you do the square, you end up with, well, you end up with 2 circles back to back. So because you end up with 2 circles back to back, that's what happened now. We can't use this. So drawing it out, or you know, as in physically drawing the shapes, make it easier for you to see, well, it don't match. Alright. We're going to try this 7 too. Now, we have a 7 in here that makes it a square. Cool. So we have that. So this part is correct. But then the 3 is a triangle and the 8 is a circle. And just like that, it still don't match. And because it still don't match, you see how we get the right answer? By the process of elimination, we have the right answer. We don't even need to actually draw the fourth one, because we know say it right. Yeah? Because look at number 5. Or rather, 5 is a square, so you can put that down. 4 is a circle, so we can put that down. And then 1 is a triangle. So yeah. So no matter how you slice it, B, C, and D was definitely wrong. And just by crossing them out, you have the right answer. So yeah, this it takes some work, you know, it takes some work. Why not? Little brain teasers, you know, little brain teasers. Now, let me show you what's funny about this. I go look at number 27, right? So number 27 says we have a house that costs 150 and an apartment that is 300, right? They say which of the following is true? Two houses is the same as one apartment. Two houses is the same as two apartments. One house is the same as two apartments. And one house is the same as one. Right? So, all you have to do is multiply the house by 2. Right? Or 150 plus 150 is 300. So it means two houses is one apartment. Right? So even if you were to do it mathematically, add 150 to the house, you'd get the amount for one apartment. Therefore, it takes two houses. Or you could physically draw it. If you drew another one of the houses and you add a 150 to it, then both of them would have the same amount. And by drawing it, you can say two houses are over here, one apartment is over there, so then it would have just matched the answer that you have. Yeah. So that one, you know, yeah. That one never too bad. You know, that is kind of an algebra question, but them kind of put it in like a picture form. Right? So that's what? Number 27. What is? More than 899 but less than 997. Oh, okay. Fine, let's look at it. Alright. More than 899. So A is wrong already because it's less than 899. Alright, let's go to B. 890. Alright, yeah, that's more. But wait, no, lie. No, 890 is less than the 899. So no. So it can't be A or B. So A or B is out. Right? A or B is completely out. And then 999 is more than 997. So you eliminate the A, the B, and D, and so C would be your answer. So sometimes just drawing a line through what is there will tell you what the answer is. Yeah. No, wait there. This one, I have to be careful with this. So let me see now. What I'm saying. Yannick is 22 years old. Yannick is half of Kevin's age. That means add 22 plus 22. Kevin is 44. Now, Kevin is 4 times older than Lee. Right? 4 times older than Lee. That means 4 times something is equal to 44. So Lee must be 44 divided by 4. So Lee must be 11. And then now, Gavin is 6 years older. So 11 plus 6 is 17. So, okay. Again, probably can show better than I can tell. Right? So this is what? Number 28. Alright. So let's do that. Whoops. Ah well. Alright, so they said I'm going to be, what's the word now? Yannick is 22. Yannick is half of Yannick is half of Kevin. Kevin is 4 times older than Lee. And what's the last one again? The last one is, it's number 28. Alright. What's the last one now? Gavin is 6 years. 6 years older. Alright. So, if Yannick is half of Kevin, that means Kevin would have be some amount that is divided by 2 and it's equal to 22, right? Right, so it's some mystery number here. So obviously you would multiply both sides by 2 to get your answer there, right? So you multiply this by 2, you multiply that by 2, right? So Kevin is 44, right? So Kevin has to be 44. Now they say Kevin is 4 times older than Lee, right? So what we could have said here, we could have said that now let me see if what I have here makes sense. 4 times Lee is equal to a Kevin. But Kevin happens to be what? Kevin happens to be 44. So we're going to replace Kevin with what? We're replacing Kevin with 44. Well, I never write that properly. Eh? There we go. So now let's divide both sides by 4. Divide this by 4. Divide that by 4. So Lee has to be what? Lee has to be 11 years old, right? So Lee right here. All right, no. Let me put that in blue then. And then of course you have it will be 6 plus that 11. So 6 plus that 11 yeah. So with this information here, we can figure out who the youngest member of the family is, right? 44, then 22, then 17, then 11. So the youngest member of the family, it would have to be Lee, right? So that right here is how you would help yourself to that information there. Yeah, a little bit of algebra. There's a little bit of algebra, not whole heap, but you know, you have your ways that can make sense. Because we could have said that Lee plus Lee plus Lee would have give you one of the Kevins, you know. So what we could do, I mean, it amounts to the same thing, because you still will have to divide the 44 by 4. You still end up with the you still end up with the 11. Or you could say 4 times box equal 44. You still end up with 11. So yeah, you know, I'll probably figure out another way to reverse engineer that. Let's see what else we have. Oh, hold on. This question, number 29. Number 29, hold on. We have to use I them good. We have to use I them good for this one, right? Let me see. Alright, hold on. I don't want it to be too large. Alright, so what they're saying is this is heavier than that. These are exactly the same. And this is heavier than that. So they want to know which object is the heaviest. Alright. Interesting. Alright. This is lighter than that. Right? And again, you have to be very careful with this. The only clue we have is this right here. This and this are equal. Right? This object is heavier than this. If it's heavier than this, it is also heavier than this one right here. Because this and this right here are viewed as the same in the middle. Right? So let us say this is 85, this is 75, and that's 75. So 75 equals 75, but this is 85. Right? And let us say that is like maybe 60 or something like that. Yeah? So this will be heavier than this and this. So the heaviest item have to be that one right there. So the answer is going to be this right here. So A and C is wrong because A and C is equal to each other. They're not the heaviest because something is heavier than at least that one. Right? And once you're heavier than one of them, you're heavier than both. Yeah. And I promise you that this is not... Wait, what? Not again. The internet has... And when I say the internet, what I mean by that is they're asking me to prove that I'm human. Okay, good. Alright, I got it without interrupting much. Yeah, so yeah, this is a tricky one. The only reason why you know what to do is because when you're a picnic and you play and you go on the seesaw, you know that if you're heavier, you're down here. You know, that's your only clue. Right? That's your only clue. Yeah. Yeah, that question it was kind of straightforward, but not really. Oh, this is another one of the visual ones, right? This one is blatantly obvious though. Right? A, there's no way you can fill up the 2 liter with A. And you can't fill it up with B either. Right? Now D is an overflow. And C, both of them are equal. So half plus half would give you all of that. So yeah. Yeah. So C is definitely an answer here. We can't go around that one. Right? We can't go around it. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, I really thought that, okay, come on. This question is very, what's the word? This one, yeah, this one is kind of crazy. If you don't know your speed and time equation, you know, this is not the most straightforward question at all. Yeah. So you have to know your speed and time. Yeah. So, alright. The only thing we know for sure is that our answer cannot be the first one. Because you can't leave somewhere at 3:30 and arrive somewhere at 3:30. So you can eliminate A from the discussion right away. Alright? So let me see what else. So you have 4:45, 5, and 5:15. Okay. If you arrive somewhere 5:15, it means that it took you longer, right? It took you longer instead of the same amount. Oh, okay. process of elimination would help you again. Like, even if you didn't know, you could use the time to help you, right? Because the difference between 3:30 and 5 is 1 hour and 30 minutes, right? Now this right here, let me use my marker here. This right here would be more than that. If you add 15 to 1:30, you'd have 1 hour 45, right? 1 hour 45. So that would have taken longer. Now, the thing about it is, this is what they said about this particular thing. On day 2, the same plane leaves at the same time, travels along the same route, but travels at a greater speed to the same direction. If you're traveling at a greater speed, it means that the time has to be shorter. That's the trick to this. So it can't be the same time. So you can't arrive there at 5 if you're traveling at a faster speed. So it can't be C, it can't be D, because you're taking longer. And you can't take longer when you're moving faster. So D is out, C is out, because you can't arrive at the same time when you're moving faster than before, right? And then A is just impossible. Unless you're the Flash. You know, if you're the Flash, you can reach somewhere at 3:30 by leaving at 3:30. But we're human, right? And we're on an actual plane. And yeah, so it's kind of like when people late for class or late for school or late for work. Yeah, try reaching work at 8 o'clock by leaving your house at 8. Yeah, that's never going to happen, right? So that's why A is wrong too. So therefore, even without doing a calculation, the answer for that is going to be B. Oh, I said that as if as if everybody could see what I was talking about. So yeah, A is wrong because you can't reach there at the same time that you leave. C is wrong because, well, if you move faster, you cannot arrive at the same time. You're going to arrive earlier. So a time earlier than 5 is 4:45. So therefore, it has to be B. Yeah, so to be fair, you could calculate it mathematically. You could. You really could. But you don't necessarily have to. Right? Just the logic alone would actually help you with that. Now this is, you know, a little comparison, right? So Anne is in the middle of 27.9 and in the middle of 28.6, right? So A is wrong because it's more than Sarah. Sarah is 28.6. So you would be to the right of Sarah if you were 30.5. So A couldn't possibly be an answer there. Right? So it could be A. Let's look at 29. 29 again. No, that's close enough, but probably not, because 29 is more than Tom, but 29 is also more than Sarah. So again, A and B must be wrong. You know, say, hey, you know, say I'm lazy. Let me see if I can I pull this off? I think I can, you know. I think I can. I really think I can. I think, you know, that I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. No, pardon me as I type my password, right? Alright, yeah, so forgive me if this take a little longer than I want it to. Let me make sure I said the right email. Let me enter the right email, you know. Alright. Huh? What it? Verify with a one-time passcode. Come on, guys. Alright, hold on. I might Alright, give me a second while I look at my phone. Right? So I apologize for moving the light. Come on. I don't know why I never thought about this before. I don't know why. Don't know why I never thought about it before. I'm actually waiting on my email to kick in. Yeah, I apologize for this interruption. I do apologize for that. Watch out. Yeah. Code for signing in. Alright, okay. I genuinely think I have it figured out now. Alright, hold on. Use personal ID, but I don't want to use my video. Come on, start the meeting, man. Again, I apologize. Sincerely. Alright, good. Now, I'm going to go to share. Go to photo. Come on, man. Yes. Where's the photo that I was looking at? There we go. Alright, let's hold on. Alright. So now, if I wanted to, hold on, let me color code it now. Let me color code it. And let's see if I can draw lines. Right, hold on there. But before I do that, let me bring up the options here. Right, so I'm on Zoom right now, right? So whenever I want to demonstrate something to somebody and say, okay, we're going to, really? Yeah, we're going to eliminate the wrong answers. So, all right, hold on, what? Okay, you see, this thing is not, it's not doing what I want it to do. Oh, okay. So maybe that's my fault. Maybe I need to move it over here. Move it over here, so. Alright, good. Yeah. And then, there we go. Yeah? So I eliminated A, right? So let me just get rid of A. Then I want to get rid of C. Yeah? And I could even do it with different colors too. I could, do that. Use a different color to eliminate all of that. Yeah. And just like that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know why I didn't think about this before. I could actually do that. Yeah. Alright, let me try and move up a little bit. So I go use the annotation again. Let me use red. Alright, hold on there. Alright, yeah. So again, we're eliminating the incorrect answers, right? So Anne has to be in the middle of 27.9 and 28.6. Now it cannot be A because that's 30.5, which is more than 0. So because it's more than 0, we're going to do that. Yeah? Then again, we have 29. 29 is still more than 0. So again, we're going to do that. Right? Then now we have 28.2 or 28.9. Now watch the joke. 28.9 is still more than 0. So again, there we go. And this is how you end up with the correct answer. Yeah? So whenever you want to find the correct answer, yeah, you cross out all the wrong ones and yeah, process of elimination right there. Yeah. So we just got done with number, what was that again? Let me see which number that was. That was number 31. And we did 32, you know, down here, right? So yeah, that's not bad, man. That's not bad at all. It's not bad at all, right? I wish I could share the gallery, like the entire gallery, so that I could just swipe. But whatever. Now let's have a look at this. Okay. So if we have a look, this ended up right here. Yeah. And then let me use a different color now. Now this ended up right here. So you can sort of see the rotation for all of this, right? So therefore, if we pay attention to how it rotates, then we'd figure out what ends up happening next, right? So the heart now ends up down here, right? And the diamond, alright, let me use something else. So the diamond ends up, you know, right there. Yeah? So that kind of gives us an idea as to how it's rotating, right? So what you can say is, well, this ends up down here, right? And then this ends up down here. And so the next thing to end up on the right will be the diamond. So the diamond has to end up on the right, but the circle has to be at the top, right? So circle at the top, but there's no diamond on the right. This is not a circle at the top, so we're not using that. This is not a circle at the top, so there we go. So just by doing that, we find out what the right answer is. Yeah. So, you know, we're not doing too bad, you know. Not doing too bad. What they say, hindsight is what's the word now? You know, yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's what I look like. That's what I look like when you know, when I'm not sharing my screen. Oh, remember this one? This crazy one right here. Yeah. So I guess what I can do is start drawing circles now. So these were exactly the same, and if this is heavier than this one, it's also heavier than this. So you would be heavier than both of these, right? So let me apologize for, you know, yeah. Right? So let me erase that for a minute. Let me use a different color to indicate that. So let's say, how about this? Yeah. So you're heavier than that, and you're also heavier than this. So therefore, the heaviest thing must match whatever we have right here. Yeah? Yeah. Alright, hold on. Let me try and put back that yeah, so there we go. Right? So therefore, it will not be A, it will not be B, and it will not be C. Oh, let me move this over yonder. There we go. Yeah. Why? I'm sorry. I have to keep apologizing because I don't know why I never thought about doing it like this before. Because now I can draw on the paper itself. I can draw on the paper and actually have you see what is happening. Okay, yeah, this is one of them ones where you have to pay attention to, you know. So what is it saying? You have red, white, and black, right? And it's saying which make of car has the largest stock at the dealership. Oh, okay. So okay, hold on. 8 plus 5 plus 4. That is what? No. Okay, hold on. Let me do the maths off screen a little bit. Let me do the maths off screen. So 12 plus 5, that's 17. This is 22. This here is 18. And the last one is 21. So oh, okay. So Honda is that. Okay. So let me apologize for that. So Honda is 17 in total. Toyota is 22 in total. Subaru is 18 in total. Mazda is 21 in total. So if we're talking about the largest stock, well, it would have to be the Toyota, right? Toyota is 22, which is more than 17, 18, and 21. So yeah. So we can just utilize that to tell us what our answer is. So yeah, 33 not so bad, right? We just add the numbers, red plus white plus black gives you the total. So yeah, that's how we figure that out. Alright, so if we want to confirm it, there we go. Alright, 8 plus 5 plus 4, 13 plus 4 is 17. 17 plus 5, 22. 13 plus 5 is 18. 20 plus 1, 21. Yeah. So we're done with that. Alright? Yeah, we're done with that question for sure. Right? So we're not have to wonder about that. Now, what is this? Number 34, it says a buyer purchases a black car. What are the chances that the make of the car is Subaru or Toyota? Okay, so that's one of them probability questions, right? Okay. One of them probability questions. What is the likelihood that it's so okay, fine. I would argue that, hold on here, let me use a different color for that. So if we focus on the black a little bit, let's see. So you have 4 plus 5. Oh no, 5 plus 5, 10 plus 4, 14 plus 1. Okay, so you have 15 black cars, right? You have 15. So now the denominator would have to be that, right? So yeah, now let's say what's the likelihood of it being Subaru or a Toyota? Well, okay, it's a lot likely, and here's why. Because if it's Subaru, then the chance is 5 out of 15. But if they say or Toyota, then Yeah, so the likelihood is actually going to be it's actually going to be, you see, if it was just one or the other, it would not be as likely, right? It wouldn't be as likely. So because they said or, you have to add them, right? So certain is 100%. So it can't be A and it can't be B because B is impossible, which means 0. So it's not 100% and it's not 0. But it's not unlikely. Unlikely would mean that it's less than 50%. Right? So we eliminate the A, we eliminate the B, and we eliminate the last one. So it's not unlikely because they said or. If it was just the Subaru, then it would be unlikely. If it was just the Toyota, again, it would be unlikely because it would be 5 out of 15, which would be 1 out of 3. But because you can reduce this and get yeah, 2/3 of a chance is very likely. 67% is more than 50, so it's likely. Yeah. Yeah, that never so bad. That never so bad. Never so bad at all. Yeah, this. Oh, yeah, them never something. They never take this picture good. Kind of granular. Oh man, okay. Yeah, this one kind of, but that's weird. It looked good when I hold it when I hold it far from my face. It actually look good. All right, well, we'll go on here. So now, which sport is least preferred by grade 6 students? Okay, you can tell. Look at the smallest piece. Smallest piece is attached to tennis, so your answer is going to be B, right? The answer is B, right? And if you wanted to, you could have shaded it in. So shade in the part that look like the least. So shade in that. Yeah, shade that in. See? Yeah, you just put in the color and you can tell. Right? Yeah. Wherever you see the color, that's the least. So your answer is going to be B. Right? Alright, so we're done with that. What they say? Which sports are preferred by more than half of grade 6 students? I think I have a problem with this question because football and track and field, if you add them, then both of them is more than half. And if you say cricket and track and field, both of them is more than half as well. I would think. Then again, no, you know. Okay, yeah, I see what they did. I see what they did. Okay, hold on. No. Okay, I see what they did. So this is how you tell the difference. So let me do this. I want to draw a line, but I'm trying to use a color that would be a little bit obvious, right? Let's say, all right, let's draw a line here. No. If you were to add, I'm gonna do something. I don't know if I should use that color, you know. Let me use this color instead. Oh, look at that. Talk about efficiency. Look at that. All right. Okay. Now, there is a method to my madness, right? Now, here's the thing. Because of what is being covered there, the answer cannot be cricket and track and field because it's less than the half. it's a good thing I actually draw that, because if I never draw it, I wouldn't know the difference. So therefore, we can eliminate cricket and track and field. So let's actually do that. Let's draw a line through that. So yeah, so it can't be cricket and track and field, because that is definitely less than a half. Now it would have been netball and cricket, so that don't make no sense. That portion is too small, so we can eliminate that too, because it that not large enough. Tennis and football, no, that wouldn't work, because that still will be less than half, right? And you can draw your own versions of the circle and actually prove that. But watch this now. Now let us do this. Let us draw the line the other way. Let's draw the diameter a different direction now. Let's draw it like so. Now just like that, the track and field is a little bit over the line. So if I were to shade all the track and field and football, it goes over the semicircle. So therefore the answer has to be football and track and field, right? Has to be that. So yeah, man, the answer is definitely yeah. See, at first I was not sure, but now you actually have an answer there, you see? Yeah. So D is definitely our answer for this question. So that's why it's always good to draw whenever you're doing multiple choice. Whenever you draw, you can visibly see what's going on. Because when we drew the line in the other direction, right, we saw that the cricket and track and field never pass the diameter. It never pass it. If it don't pass the diameter, then it can't be more than half. So therefore, we could have said cricket and track and field. We'd have to say football and track and field. Yeah. Let me see what I'll go on here. So now, they said the number of students who prefer netball is 3 times the number that prefer tennis. Okay. All right. So all right, we already tackled these 2 questions, right? Let me just, so we already, really, I never that want. I wanted this. So we got rid of that and that already, eh? So now we're on to question 37. Right? So let me put this together. So they said that this is 3 and that is 1, right? Now hear the drama now. Oh, okay. All right, I think I get it now. The total number of the students in this class is 160, right? Now, if you put netball and tennis together, netball and tennis is a 90-degree angle. So 90 over 360 is a quarter, right? So, just so we understand what I'm talking about, hold on there. I want to get, so this here, this portion right here, so yeah, I never want that, you know. It wasn't the line I wanted just a regular, yeah, let me down, yeah, there we go. So that portion right there is the 90. So 90 over 360 is 1 quarter. So that portion right there is going to be 1 over 4 times the full number of students, which would be like 160, right? So therefore, the total number of people in that portion is 160 divided by 4, which is 40, right? So therefore, hold on there. That's not what I wanted. Where's the color? Where's the color? Where's the color? Where's the color? There we go. Right? So it is 40. So the total number of students in here is 40. Now if the ratio is pretty much 1 to 3, which means tennis is 1/4 of that amount, how many students prefer tennis? Yeah, one fourth of this. Is 1/4 of this 40, right? So hold on here, let me put it together now. Yeah. Alright, hold on. Let me use another color again. There we go. So therefore our answer must be 10. Let me use a highlighter for that one. So yeah. So the answer is going to be 10. If it was netball, it would have been 3/4. So therefore, the netball would be 30 and the tennis would be 10. 30 plus 10 would give you the 40. Yeah. So that means, let me just try and draw that number in there. So 30 here and 10 right there. Yeah, so we have the right proportion there now. Yeah, that's us. Boy, I'm not lie. a whole heap of maths are going into the mental ability. Whole heap. Oh, number 38. I remember this to be a very, intricate enough algebra question. Yeah. So they said there are 60 animals on a farm. Cows, goats, and chickens. There are 15 chickens and 3 more goats than cows. Yeah, okay. So what would we do there? So let's just call it A, B, C and the number 60. Right? So we have that. Right? We have A plus B plus C equals 60. Now, the A would be cows, the B would be goats, and the C would be chickens, right? Now they say that the number of chickens is 15, so why don't we say, alright, so I could do this now. Let's say we never know what A was, we never know what B was, but we know C is 15. So therefore A plus B would at least be 45, right? So let's say A plus B. Now, to make sense of that, it basically means that we minus 15 from here and we minus 15 from here, and that is what gave us that number right there. So therefore we know that a plus b is equal to what is left, right? We know that part. But they say there's 3 more goats than cows. 3 more goats than cows. 3 more goats than cows. So I have to be careful with how I write that. Right? Let me be careful with how I write that now. Because if a cow so let me try put this together now. So a cow is A and a goat is B. And you know some could have wait there. Good, yeah. I can screenshot it. Alright, good. Now I want to be careful with how I express this. Right? I want to be careful with what I'm saying. 3 more goats than cows. One of them is something plus 3. Some more. Let me make the mistake. 3 more goats than cows. Three more goats than cows. Okay. Alright, whatever. So this is what I go do. Alright. What I want to do is determine whether or not A is equal to B plus 3 or vice versa. Right? So let me write it. Is A equal to B plus 3? That's a real question what we want to ask then. Right? Is that true? Let's just use some arbitrary numbers, right? Let us say that A, which is a cow, let us say A was 9 of them. A is 9 of them. Then the amount of goats you would have. Okay, right. You see? That's why you have to make sense of this. Right? If you have 3 more goats than cows, it means that what you have to do, I want to make this make sense. Alright, no. That's monochromatic, and you know me not like that. B must be called B has to be called A plus 3. Yeah. So we're going to replace the B with A plus 3. We have to do that. Yeah? So we're going to replace the B with A plus 3. So it will be A plus 3 equal 45. No, that would be 2A plus 3 equal 45. Okay, yeah. So let me do that. Alright, so the next thing we write then is A plus 3 equal 45. So now this would be this will be 2A sure. Okay. Why that 45 looks so awesome? I don't like how that look. Alright, there we go. Yeah. So okay, our C was equal to 15 and the C was for the chickens. The A is for the cows. So if we find out how much cows we have, we'll find out how much goats we have. Right? So yeah. So basically this whole thing end up turning into algebra. Right? So the easiest way that you can answer this question, 42 plus 3 give you 45. Right? So therefore 2A has to be equal to 42. Yeah. So we can focus on this little part right here. Right? So after all of that now, 2A is equal to 42. So let's just get rid of all of that just to say 2A is equal to 42. So 2A is equal to 42. And therefore, the answer for A is 21. So the real question is, what was A in the first place? A would have been for the cows, and they asked us how many cows are on the farm. Yeah. So just by doing that, we ended up with our answer. And funny enough, A is equal to 21, and believe it or not, our A right here is also 21. So it's a, a bit of a coincidence there. A is 21 and A is 21. Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to be careful with that because I didn't want to write the wrong thing, right? So if there are 3 more goats than cows, B is equal to A plus 3, and then you add that to it. So therefore you'd have A plus 3 plus 15 equals 60. You minus 15 from both sides. A plus 3 is equal to 45. Then you have 2A plus 3 equal 45, minus 3 from both sides, and yeah. So let's clear all the drawings there. What we have here, so now. Oh, okay. Let's see if we have enough information to answer this question. Let me see now. So it says statement 1. All the girls in grade 6 are members of the Brownie Club. Then they say statement 2. More than half of the students in grade 6 are girls. So let's say you had 40 students. Half of that is 20. So more than 20 represent girls. So let us say you had 24 girls and 16 boys, by example. Alright, so let's see. How many students are members of the Brownie Club? How many? Okay, student 1 is alone. No, sorry, student 1. Statement 1 alone is enough to answer the question. All the girls in grade 6 are members. Well, you don't know how many, so it can't be that. Statement 2 alone is enough. More than half. Well, again, you don't know what exact amount. So A and B can't work because we don't have enough information for that. C, both statements together are enough to answer the question. No, it's not enough because we need to know the total. What's the total and what's the distribution? We don't have the distribution. We don't know what percentage of the total represent girls. So it can't be A, can't be B or C. Right? So if we were to do the process of elimination, this is what we will do. We will take our line and draw it through this, this, and this. And there's the answer right there. So whenever you're doing questions, just draw a line through that. And you have your answer. So, yeah. And then the last question now. Let's go to the last question and see what's going on. Okay, so here's a fun fact. You remember what I did earlier? Yeah, I can literally pull it back. So yeah, I drew this earlier and it showed up in my gallery, so that's interesting. Yeah, sometimes I forget that's in the cards, you know. This question is not too difficult. Very visual, right? Not too difficult, right? The day 1 consists of 4 points, so each circle is 1 point, right? So if we, okay, so let's do the maths on this now. What we can do is, this bag have 4 of the points, right? Therefore, if the 4 from that bag plus the 2 circles, in total this would be 6 points right here, right? Now 1, 2, 3 of these is equal to 6 of the points, which means each of these right here is worth 2 of them. 2 plus 2 plus 2 would be equal to 6. And then now you have a shopping cart that consists of what? All of this. So you have a 2, you have a 2, you have a 2, you have a 2, and another 2. So now all we have to do now, well, let me get rid of that. Hold on there. Good. Alright. I want to get a different color there. Right, so we're adding all of these. So how much did she get on? Hold on. See, I want to answer the question that them give me. How many points did she earn for 1 trolley bought on day 3? Yeah, so the amount of that would be 10. Yeah, that's definitely 10. So a 2 here, a 2 here, a 2 here. Yeah. I would think so. Yeah. Yeah. I'm making sure, because again, one of the bags is 4 of those circles. 4 circles plus the 2 would give you 6 points altogether. And if 3 of the hand cards is equal to 6 points, then one of them is 2. Yeah, so you know. Yep. I think we figured that out. Is there anything that I missed? Is there anything that I left out? Maybe the intro, right? Maybe the introductory stuff. Question is to answer, as problem is to, well, question, answer, problem. Yeah, you know, you would go with solution, right? So how you know this is this. What do you provide for a question? You provide an answer to a question, so you provide a solution to a problem. So yeah, so it's easy to put D as our answer for 1. Ocean is to Atlantic, as sea is to, you just say Caribbean. It's the Caribbean Sea, right? So we're not even have to guess. All right. Airplane is the flight attendant, as school is to, well, let's see. Can't be principal, because principal in charge. Airplane would be to pilot if school was the principal. So B and C is wrong, and D is wrong altogether. So the answer is A for the teacher right there. Inventing the wheel is what? To fire. Well, you now reinvent the wheel, you now stove the fire, you now manufacture the fire. I guess you would discover it. Yeah. Yeah, there was a time when we didn't know what fire was. So you would discover fire. You would discover it. Alright, what else? Oh, sorry. Watch out. Oh, I'm frightened. I was wondering what was going on. Okay. Oh. Alright, this now, number 5 and 6 is like dictionary work, right? So if we're looking up the words in the dictionary, what would come first? Between entertain, entice, energy, eternal, and engine. And then the same thing for aggressor, aggression, aggrieved, aggregate, and aggressive. So yeah, we would have to do quite a bit of we'd have to underline a lot of syllables and things like that. Yeah, I can probably write that better on the board. So maybe another time I'll go through this part for sure. And then we'll have this part right here. Yeah. So it's a little bit of English and mathematics, right? A little bit of that. See, there's more of it too. So maybe whatever I never get done today, I'll just do the rest of it tomorrow. Maybe I'll do that. Category, group set, standard class, modern, unique, recent, latest, that. Okay, alright. So I'm just paying attention to what I've yet to deal with, right? But guess what? We did do this. I think it was the first thing I did, right? Number 15 and 16. And yeah, finding the pattern for them was not the easiest thing to do. It was not easy, but you know, we got it done. It was the first thing that I did when I started this live. And then 17 is very similar to the statement and information question. So how would that go again? Now they say All students who do well in science study during the night. Raquel does well in science. So what conclusion can be drawn from both statements? Nighttime is the best time to study. I mean, maybe for some, but not for all. All students study during the night. No, can't be B and C. Now, D is implied but not stated. So Raquel does well in science because she study at night. So A would be an answer for that for sure. A would definitely be an answer. So yeah man, yeah, I think we did good. We did so. So yeah, I don't, what, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna link back because there is a guy in Halfway Tree that sell the little pep booklet them and whatever. So if I want to do them, I pass back and probably get some more booklet from him that way, you know. Yeah. Then again, there are other people that I can get that from too. So you know, yeah. So anyhow, you know, thanks for sticking around. Right. This was different. We went on a whole mental ability kind of thing, right? But still, enough maths was there, enough English was there, so it's a combination. Yeah. So me tired, so I know Uno must tired too. So you know, thanks for helping me to stay consistent. As I always tell you, honor your commitments. And again, you know, my favorite line: discipline is everything. When you do it every time, die when you die, or die when it's time to die. There you go. So are we that now? Are we that?